Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV podcast. It's been a while.
Welcome back, indeed.
Welcome back, indeed.
A little 5-week hiatus.
How long it's been?
All right.
Deary me, apologies, everyone.
This is the last day in April in my first podcast.
First and last day.
I think my last one was like the 26th of March or something like that.
Deary me.
It's been a month. Sorry, everyone.
Got carried away with the cup final celebrations, I think. Trophy celebrations got the best of us. Deary me, well, obviously we had a couple of games that clashed on a Wednesday, didn't we?
Yeah, I had a couple of Wednesdays.
Other little things happening and stuff, so hasn't been able to make it work. But I tell you what, next season European football is guaranteed. We're gonna have to move at the start of the week.
Yeah, we'll rearrange that.
We'll rearrange the Wednesdays, but for now, last few weeks of the season,
if it's a Wednesday, fucking better be.
Well, yeah, that's all it is.
No, fucking
If they Wednesday may be all right, unless you're traveling to wherever it is, then you'll still be knackered. But thanks for joining with everyone. Thanks for listening back. If you're listening on, all the podcast platforms are available on your Spotify, Google, Apple, all of that lovely stuff. Loads to get through as always in the world of Newcastle United. Evening Adam, who's in there straight away. Evening Danny. Hello to Jack. Good to see you. Logging back in as everyone probably got a shock that the notification came on, seeing that we're still live. I thought cancel the podcast. But yeah, and of course, shout out to Anarchy Brew. You can scan that QR code, get yourself some more beer, and support War Flags in the process. The Cup Final Winners Edition can flew out the shelves as expected. Unbelievable artwork on that one. And we're good to go. Hopefully we'll have many more of those cans in the future.
Oh, yes.
Sun's out today. Legs are out for those lucky little watchers on YouTube now. Boiling hot. It's not cold in here, but it's not a day. Nice and warm
sunny
in the tap room. Remember, you can come to this tap room yourselves as well. They do have events on during the week and on the weekend. You get yourself in here for a lovely fresh pint. I've just actually poured myself a pint of the new bailouts. So I've got the cans that are ready there, but fresh from the draft. New bailout IPA, hazy special, lovely stuff. Hello from Norway to Jon as well. Shout out Norway. Have you been to Norway before?
For like 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Let's stop with that thing.
Yeah, no, I went on one of them like cruise things on the fjord thing.
Oh, aye.
And it was just delayed. So by the time we got there, we went up, got a McDonald's and came up.
Expensive McDonald's.
That probably was.
I wouldn't mind going to Norway, like.
I went all the way to McDonald's went out all the way to Norway for a McDonald's. That was good. That good.
Obviously, this time last week I was in Prague watching Sparta Prague.
Aye, any good?
Oh, it was really good. Quality football is obviously not that good.
Yeah.
But paying at your seat, decent prices for everything. Really good atmosphere. Good little stadium. Good spot that was over there in Prague. You never know. Might be playing them in a European adventure. Yeah. They normally get knocked out of the early rounds of the Champions League.
Yeah, I was going to say they're a bit more of a Euro.
Because I see them, loads of the fans were walking around with the Champions League badge on the sleeve, and I was like, where's he at from?
I know, this is from 1998.
Was that like a pre-season friendly? I was like, how you manage this? But it was good. Enjoyed Prague, enjoyed the football, enjoying being back now. Anything been good with the UK last few weeks? Chilling out?
Aye, pretty much. Aye, done the... Have we done one since Brentford? I don't think we have.
I can't even remember that.
Yeah, we were at the Brentford game.
That was on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I was going to say then there was Palace after that. But aye, all good, mate. All good. Been quite nice and relaxing.
Relaxing. Love to hear it. Robert's loving the show live, always at work. Otherwise, nice one, Robert. Let's jump into the topics at hand then, Keg.
Ah, well then.
And that is the 3-0 win over Ipswich is the only place to start. A few days ago now since that massive, important win.
Yeah.
Because 3 points, 3 goals, clean sheet, happy days, and that's what was needed in this Champions League rush. We are going to be predicting the Champions League race very, very soon. We're going to look at the teams in and around us, their fixtures, and try and see who's going to finish where. And most importantly, will it be Newcastle United getting Champions League football once again? But we are in third at the minute.
Yep.
Forest do play Thursday night against Brentford, though, and can go back into third. But Newcastle did their job anyways at St. James on Saturday.
Yeah, come on, Brentford, do a favour.
Come on, the Bees. Come on, Mbumo.
Mbumo, aye. It was a interesting game, especially the first half. It was very physical.
Yeah, Ipswich definitely wanted to make it physical.
Yeah. I don't know if it's maybe sort of like an almost part of like sort of entitlement with how far Newcastle's came and the fact that we're third in the league, but you kind of look at like an Ipswich and think like, especially at home, like I feel like we should be pumping them like 4-5-6-0. So I think at the end, like 3-0 is obviously fine. You're not going to complain about a 3-0 scoreline against anyone in the Premier League, but I always felt like we could maybe have done a little bit more, especially first half. Didn't get the goal until stoppage time. So yeah, it was a frustrating half, because they were very, very physical. But I think we've kind of started putting it to them even like 5, maybe 10 minutes before Ben Johnson's red card, And then once he got sent off, you thought, yeah, if you kind of keep us for long, like we're just banging on that door, banging, and fair play to them. They defended quite well, and keeper made some saves, but it was always going to come. So the goals came. We got one just before half time, and then a couple in the second half. It wasn't the best of games, but we've done what we needed to do, and that's fine.
It was a mad old game.
It was, wasn't it?
Because there was so many VAR checks.
Yeah, there was.
What did you make of Bruno's apparent push on the keeper that got disallowed?
That was a bit shit, wasn't it? That was another one of them where like it should have been a goal, like in that kind of sort of like 10-15 minutes before half time. Like, yeah, it was. Like, I felt like he kind of got pushed into the keeper, but then didn't really make any connection with the goalkeeper. Like, I know it's like the new day, like you kind of really touched the goalkeeper, but he didn't. But that just kind of annoys me as like a 90s kid where people were like banging the goalkeeper into the goal from corners, and that's like you could get physical with the goalkeeper. Now you touch him like, hey. Can't be doing that. It's like, how are you, man? Like, it's a physical sport. Like, it's yeah, like, I get it. But, yeah, I think goalkeepers are protected a little bit too much in this day and age. I think there needs to be a little bit of leniency. So, yeah, that was harsh. I don't think Bruno had done anything wrong. I felt like, if anything, he was the one that got pushed into.
But went into him more than
it was I didn't like that call. Like, it was harsh.
Shearer would have had plenty of goals ruled out back in the day, wouldn't he? He had a little elbow in the chest, reel away like he did nothing wrong.
Shearer got some red cards in his career, but if he played now, fucking hell.
It'd be another level, wouldn't it? My days. But I thought that was harsh. I thought it was soft.
Yeah.
I thought the referee was honking, to be honest.
Yeah.
He had no control.
It was a difficult game, and I think he did lose control because, let's say, it was very physical. There was a lot of calls, VARs. So, yeah, I think both teams, I think especially Ipswich, because I think they were the more physical team, like they made it difficult for the ref. And yeah, I think by like 20-30 minutes in, he was just lost when he was like, I think his head was gone. He was like, what am I doing? He was just, head was gone. But yeah, it was a difficult game to referee, to be fair.
It was, but it was a pen that broke the deadlock for Newcastle. Cool finish from Isak, but I raised the thing the other day in the video saying like Isak to me doesn't quite look at the races. He blasted a volley over the bar. He's missed one or two chances. There's rumours that, it's a groin injury he's struggling with and he might need a little operation on it. Nothing too major, hopefully. But do you see that, or do you just think it's coming towards the end of the season now? He's fatigued, he's been carrying all season?
Potentially. Potentially that's the reason, to be fair. But yeah, I do feel like he is a little bit off. Like, even when you look towards like Man United and Palace, in the space of a few days, we had 2 games and scored 9 goals, 4-0 and 5-0. Or was it 4-1? 4-1, 5-0. Scored 9 goals, and you would have thought like Isak 22 goals in the Premier League this season. Like, he's what talisman. Like, if Newcastle scored 9 goals, Isak's gonna have 3, 4 of them easily, but he only got 1. Like right at the end, and now was it Ipswich? Palace. I got like was it the last one against Palace? Made it 5. But yeah, like, you would have thought you'd been a bit more involved. Like, he scored the 9th out of 9 goals in that flurry, and it's like, where you been? It was a good finish, obviously, and he scored against Ipswich. But yeah, like I do feel like someone in shit hot form as he is, like one of the most informed strikers in Europe over the last 4 or 5 games or so. I do feel like he's been a little bit off the boil. But yeah, like I say, it could be fatigue. We know he's had injury troubles like over his whole entire career in Newcastle. Like, sometimes he carries niggles, and sometimes he gets taken off after like 70-75 minutes. Like, he doesn't often finish a game. Like, I don't know if it is like, I don't know if he needs maybe some kind of like off-season surgery or something. I don't know if he's carrying like a long-running injury, but he always does seem to like struggle to finish out games, and he goes through spells where he's just not quite at the races, isn't he? So I think this is maybe just one of them flurries, but he's still getting the odd goal here and there. So it's not like he's not scoring.
He's had Callum Wilson come on for him a lot of these games. I've been hearing things that, Wilson's getting offered a 1-year extension. And he might have already signed it.
Yeah.
Is that a good choice for you?
I don't hate it. And I know a lot of people are going to. I think even last summer, like, people were talking about selling him. But yeah, like, my mind might be slightly changing. Like, I don't hate it. Like, last season, when he was coming down towards the end of his contract, did he sign a 1-year deal last year?
I think so.
He did, yeah.
1 or 2 year when we got Champions League, maybe
something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. But like, about this time last year, we were talking about selling him anyway, because we knew he was going to be coming to the last year of his contract, cash in, get some money, buy someone else, and I always backed him. I had his back, and I think like he's a very, very good striker when fit. But obviously, his big problem is his fitness, his injuries and stuff and whatnot. But he's played a fair amount of minutes this season, like
14 matches. I'm looking at
bench. Yeah, 40, like I don't know how many minutes because most of them are off the bench. But yeah, he's only got the one goal in the cup, and he scored against Birmingham.
0 goals.
Yeah, like when he comes on, like
more yellow cards and goals or assists.
Yeah, like he puts himself about a bit, but yeah, he just hasn't really got that kind of. I don't know if it's because when he comes on, like it's normally like the game's kind of set and done. Like we don't need Isak anymore. Like it's time to rest Isak, make sure he's not injured or whatever for the next game. So it's kind of like game over mode. Let's just see it out kind of thing, where he doesn't get a lot of chances. Like I don't know how many chances he even had. To be fair, like most of the time, like I'm just kind of defending a little bit when he comes on. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence a little bit. Like I said, I don't hate it. He's very experienced. I do like him when he's fit. He can score goals. He's got a brilliant goal record for Newcastle, one of the best in terms of goal-to-game ratio, with the likes of Isak and Andy Coles and people like that, like some of Newcastle's all-time greatest strikers. He's up there with them in terms of goal-to-game ratio. But yeah, I don't know. I can take him. If he went, I wouldn't be mad. I think it's time now. Over the last year or two, I've really had his back, but now I'm a bit indifferent.
If I'm being honest, I think for me he's looked quite finished that I've seen the last few months.
Yeah.
I think he's looked slow. I remember Leicester away, and I was thinking, my God, like, he can't even run. And I thought against Leicester, you're 3-0 up, one of the worst teams in the league. You think, but again, you're right in terms of that's not going to be his game now. Though, is he's 33? It's not like he's going to be making daunting runs over the last man.
Yeah,
you want to be getting good deliveries into him, give him a chance, and he is still a.
I say he comes on with like 15 minutes left when we're already 3-0 up.
Aye.
Like we're not looking to score many more goals. To be fair, we're just kind of trying to see the game through and make sure anyone gets injured.
I guess if he was missing one-on-ones, he was missing tap-ins and things like that, then you could have more of a go at him. But for me, I would have liked to have just bring in someone else and move him on. But there's not to say that we won't still do that. We're definitely in the market. We'll talk about Liam Delap soon. So I guess Wilson will be pushed down to third or fourth choice, really.
Yeah, with
European football on the horizon. So. Yeah, and with Big Willie style, big Osula coming in, and even though it looks like we fancy him off the right wing more than striker, because Wilson and Osula came on against Ipswich. Osula from the right, Wilson down the middle. But Osula obviously went into the box there for his header from the set piece from the corner. But I don't mind it. I don't hate it if he should be down the pecking order. But we need to get someone in. We can't be doing the same thing that we did 2 years ago. The mistake of relying on Wilson to provide for Isak as a backup when you're playing AC Milan away. And you cannot do that now.
Well, that's what really pissed me off 2 years ago when we actually got Champions League and we went into that season with only them two. And but they're both quite injury prone, as we've mentioned. Isak has his troubles like staying fit and healthy. So yeah, you're going into our first Champions League season in like 20 years with 2 injury prone strikers. Are you mad? Like that really, really pissed me off. Like I banged the drum for keeping Chris Wood. And look how he's done over the last couple of years. Like we shouldn't have sold Chris Wood if we weren't going to replace him.
If you weren't going to replace him,
didn't
show our style of play. But
I'd rather have him as our third choice striker than I fucking need one. Could have ended up like Arsenal, have bloody Mikel Merino or.
I want Mikel Merino is Anthony Gordon in it. How always puts Gordon down the middle, and he's just so much of an like not a number.
So even though I know he wasn't really everyone's kind of cup of tea when we signed him in the summer with Osula, with his goal record at Sheffield United, he was a bit of a confusing signing. But at least I felt a bit comfortable that we had at least 3 strikers. But as you said, like maybe he is kind of better being pushed out wide. Like he can kind of do like he's kind of a bit like Isak. Like Isak plays really well when he's on the left. Like obviously he's a striker, and you didn't want to see him play on the left. Like he's one of the best strikers in the world. Like I play him left wing, but like Osula can kind of do that. Like he's not number one. He's not a kind of natural goal getter. I don't think. I think he's still quite young, and he's probably at the best club in the world in terms of development.
Yeah.
So I think give him another year or two, you could see a lot more minutes. Could be a bit more of an impact player forward than he is right now. Like where he's getting cameos, like stoppage time games. Cup games, he's not really getting a sniff even with Wilson back. Like Wilson's getting more minutes than him. But yeah, like so if Osula is better suited to the right wing, then we're back in the same situation that we were last year. We've still just got Isak and Wilson.
Can I do that again? Like, please no. What did you make of Osula when he came off the bench, came to Ipswich?
You know, it is. Over the past few months, I think he's become a fan favourite, isn't he?
Oh,
just his personality. He has got the best chant. It cracks me up every time. I love it. But he seems like one of like the favourites in the dressing room. I feel like all the players have time for him. Like they all really get along well with him. He seems like a mint character to get along with. Maybe he's we'll see how that goes in the future, being in Newcastle. And
You get away with it when you just break through at your face. Yeah, your early 20s.
Hopefully he doesn't ruin himself and popped up and out.
Exactly. But if you're doing this in 2-3 years' time, then you'll be slandered like Grealish or maybe like Maxi was a little bit, like that sort of stuff.
But I think because of that, I think the fans have cottoned onto that as well. He's not getting many minutes, but we'll love him. He's ours. He's my character. He's funny. We've got the chance. But that's all well and good. But you're a footballer at the end of the day. We need to see what you do on the field. And he hasn't had many opportunities to impress. He scored that mint goal against Bromley. Was it in the cup? Was it Bromley? He scored that goal.
Yeah.
That was a cracking goal. He had a couple of moments. I think maybe in Chelsea in the cup when he came on against Chelsea in the Carabao. He played really, really well. But he hasn't had too many minutes to flourish. But I think his game against Ipswich was really, really good off of the right. Just getting on the ball. I think because he's kind of got that confidence now, he knows the fans love him, and all of his teammates love him. He wanted to show that, he wanted to showcase what he can do, and he looked really nifty, probably like in Isak when Isak's on the left, just tricks cutting inside, I really was impressed, and his header was really impressive as well.
Good bullet header.
Yeah, so obviously he's still young and he's still developing. Well, he's not even that young to be fair, but he's still developing.
It's a big step up.
It is a big step up, yeah.
Isn't it?
So yeah, I was really impressed with him. Yeah, I think that was the most minutes that he's probably had in a long time, and especially kind of on the flip side of Wilson, where he's just coming on to just kind of kill the game off with the last 15 minutes. He's someone young and hungry and wants to showcase what he can do, and that was the perfect opportunity. Game's gone, we've won. We've got 15 minutes. He has an opportunity, mate. He has your stage. Can't do something. And I felt he went out to do it, and I felt like he did it well.
I think you're right about the unity, the dressing room love him. You've seen Bruno putting on stories saying he was dead pleased for him after getting his first Premier League goal, and Anton Deck on the parade bus.
I want to go out with Osula.
I want to go out with Osula. I hope Osula's out tonight. Everyone wants to go out with Osula. Do you know what I mean? He's
wild.
Like they have to the dressing room.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's a good balance between having a young 20-odd-year-old.
We had the dance moves and stuff when he scored.
And then you've got the experience of your Trippiers and stuff. So it's you need that mixture in the dressing room. It
definitely
keeps everyone on the toes, gives everyone a lift, and he gave the crowd lift when he came on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Thought he really gave everyone a lift, and he gave himself a good atmosphere, and he gave himself a chance, and he was getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. And he was dangerous, and he's lively, and that's what you need, that injection.
Yeah, because I know it's all about end product at the end of the day, and we do well with your Isaks and your Gordons and stuff that mint on the ball, score goals, win games, blah blah blah. That's the main thing. But cast your mind back 5 years ago when we were really, really, really shit. And
no thanks, don't want to do that.
and Alan Maximan was, to be honest, not great. His end product was rather abysmal.
Very frustrating.
But he got off our seat, and it was his flair and skill and everything. I feel like we thought he was better than he was because he was the best player on the field, and he actually
because he's surrounded by crap.
And you had Ben Arthurs and people like that, people that's got something about them, a bit of skill, a bit of flair, some pace and stuff.
You want a maverick?
Yeah, it was nice to see someone like that because I feel like we haven't really had that since the Maximin. Everyone does that. We're better off.
Gordon and that.
Yeah, we're better off, but they don't really There's not many what's it called, showboat highlight reels on Soccer AM back in the day. I feel like
be Isak away at Everton.
Yeah, I think Osula could be kind of new Sir Maximin, but hopefully with better end product.
Yeah. Well, I like that idea. I don't know. I like Osula, and he could be in for a big season if he's got another pre-season under his belt, and the guidance, Graham Jones, Tyndall, Howe, and the rest of the coaches could see him continue to develop because he is still really raw.
Yeah, he is.
He is. He's far from the finished product, but there's something there.
That's why we're saying
out of it.
Yeah, we don't scout just anyone apart from maybe Odysseus Lacedemos and John Ruddy, but other than that,
unless they're a goalkeeper.
Maybe to be fair, Lloyd Kelly was scouted, wasn't he? So yeah,
I tell you what, I was genius move that.
It was. I was brilliant.
Mitchell deserves all the credit in the world for that. On a free and then 25 mil.
Yeah, not bad.
That all day long.
Yeah, I don't think Osula was scouted, and his stats weren't great when he was signed, and he's not a teenager. He's 22 now. He's 23 now. I think we signed him at 22, maybe 23 now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's 33.
It's not young in the sort of world of football, I suppose. It's
definitely
that kind of age where you should be into the first team now. If you haven't made it into the first team by the time you're 23, then it's
both wrong. He's 21.
Is he?
But he's 22 in August, so he's closing on 22.
He was 21, 22 when we signed him.
I thought he was 22 when we signed him.
Never mind. So yeah, sort of suppose I'd take that back a little bit. He's if he's only 21, then he is young enough to kind of have another year or two of him, like kind of just trying to push through and develop and just see what he's all about.
Love that, isn't it? Google him. I'm the first one that comes up.
So. Oh, yeah, there's big Rennie's face there.
I bet that. Lovely stuff. William Osula, let's hope we can kick on at Newcastle United. So we mentioned potentially bringing another striker this summer, hopefully, got to be.
Oh, God.
And one of those was against us on the weekend then. He had a good tussle with Dan Burn.
Yeah.
He pulled him to the ground in the box. That was stop-start for a while.
Yeah.
I think they both got a yellow. Delap was really putting himself about in the opening 15-20 when Ipswich were actually the better side.
Yeah.
He's obviously scored quite a few goals this season. Delap, I think it's about 13, 15 or something for a struggling side. Signed for Ipswich for, what was it, 20 plus 5 million on
something like that.
Like 20 million. So he's got a release clause of 30 million. Newcastle, amongst every Premier League club, basically interested in signing him.
Yeah.
But there was a report today from the Chronicle saying that Delap is demanding astronomical wages. Astronomical. They were saying it's between 120 and 150,000 £. He's currently, he's currently on 36,000.
Is he?
At Ipswich.
Is he mad?
Well, he was at the academy and everything when he had Man City. So he wasn't. He would have probably went from about 5-10 grand a week, tripled it and more at Ipswich. And now the next one, you can say he's a young English talent. He's going to ask for a lot a week.
Yeah, I feel like that's
over 100's a bit mad, like, isn't it? I would say about 50, 60 is about right.
Yeah, definitely. Like, was he about 21?
I will have a look because we'll end up guessing.
I was going to say, oh no, he's 16. All right, no worries.
He's actually 35, older than Rory Delap. Liam Delap is 22 years old. He's got 12 goals and 2 assists this season and 10 yellow cards.
Oh, well.
Makes a bit of...
But he's physical, though, isn't he?
I do like that. I do like his style. That way. Yeah, they're astronomical wage demands.
Yeah,
I mean... That, then what would be a fair... Because you are getting him for a really good price at that release.
Yeah, it is, to be fair, yeah.
So then maybe that's why he's able to say, demand a bit more money.
I'd pay the transfer fee, definitely, but... Ultimately, is he going to come in here and be number 9 from day one? Absolutely not, because we've got Alexander Isak. Will he be number 2? Yes. Like, he's going to get ahead of Wilson and Osula, probably. So, yeah, are you really going to pay your backup striker 150 million, 150 grand, even 120? Nah, I'd go 80 max.
Max, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go much further than 80 grand. Like, if other teams are going to pay it, like Chelsea, for example, Chelsea looks spunking money. You only want 500 grand, is it? All right, no worries.
You only want 120, we're going to give you 270. Give yourself over there, son.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to outbid with, then crack on. Like, yeah, he's a good player, and I think he'd be a nice little addition, like a proper number 9, like a good old physical striker, something a little bit different. Like, Isak's big, and he is physical, but not that kind of physical. I'd like him, but yeah, if he's not going to be a squad player, why would we pay like 30 million? Well, for him, it's a good fee, but it's still quite a lot of money. And if you're going to be splashing that amount of wages on a backup striker, I feel like we could get better, to be honest.
Yeah. Especially when you look at the free market, and obviously we've talked on this podcast before about Jonathan David and games like that. You could even
look around Europe for like some sort of 19-year-old from PSV or something like that. Like you could maybe get them for like 25 million, about 50 grand a week. See what they're all about. Like, I know he's Premier League proven and stuff, and that's what you're paying for. But I don't know. Like with so much interest as well, like maybe he would prefer Chelsea or City or someone else. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not. I like him, but I'm not going to fight for him.
Man United are apparently leading the race, yeah. But like you said, Chelsea and also Tottenham are interested. I think he'd be a really good fit for Tottenham.
I think he'd be quite a good fit for all of them. Like I think especially Man United really need a proper number 9. Even Chelsea, like they've got some strikers,
Nicholas Jackson and that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like at least he's like English. He knows the Premier League. Like he's done it already. He's probably better than all of Chelsea strikers in terms of goal records. Definitely Man United's. He could fit in alongside Solanke or kind of rotate. I don't know, but yeah, like with us, you're not starting. No. I think the other teams he could start. No worries.
Steven Senior, could he not play with Isak front 2? Old school?
Nah, he's
not playing that. Nah, does he? He's not playing that. He could mix it up and stay in opposition.
But if he did, like you'd probably have Isak go out wide. Isak would probably push more over to the left.
That's another option, especially if you never know. Liverpool might come in back in for Anthony Gordon, and he could play Isak. But
that's what I said before, though. He's one of the best strikers in the world. Like, why would you play him left wing? Waste of time putting him out there just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I think that would be great. It'd be honestly as a backup where Isak, as we know, tires 60, 70 minutes. bring him on for half an hour, rotate him. So if there was a big Champions League game, right, Delap, you're starting this week away to West Ham. No problem.
So, I mean, I wouldn't mind him starting at all now.
Yeah, so you could start games. You could swap with these. Like, you could play in European games. Domestically, you could do a lot.
That's a good point with Europe coming up, and obviously we'll want to do well in the domestic cups as well. We'll want to regain my Carabao Cup title.
Oh, aye.
We'll want to win the FA Cup. Like, yeah, if we've got Champions League, Europa League, whatever it is, we're guaranteed one of them. In fact, we're definitely guaranteed Conference League, but I think we're going to get better than that.
I think we're all guaranteed. No, we're not, because it's really tight at the minute.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, strength in depth is something that I've always banged the drum for. Like, but it's just like more like affordability, you know, like just because I mean,
PSR world.
Yeah, exactly. Like PSR, like FFP, you know, they'll be coming out. Oh yeah, have you got them wages like here? Well, Chelsea can blast 300 grand on someone, but Newcastle spend any more than 100. Hey, can't be doing that.
That'll do them wage books, will you? I mean, I kind of see Delap playing second fiddle either, to be honest.
He wouldn't want to. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. He's probably better suited for them teams, but also for his own career as well. Like I say, he could play a lot of minutes. Like, Isak has his injury problems, as we've mentioned. He could rotate. We've got cup games, European games. There's a lot of game time he could get. Like, yeah, you're not going to be out and out number one in big games unless Isak's injured or suspended. But yeah, like I think he'd be better off at like Man United or something. To be fair,
Man United should be all over it. It's fair for them.
Yeah,
isn't it mental that they paid, what was it, 70 million for Højlund or something? And he'll be on big wages. He's awful.
He is. He's really, really lifting.
Crazy that. So they should be on that. I hope they don't, and I hope they continue to just buy more Højlunds. That'd be funny.
Buy 11 Højlunds, he'd be out.
Buy 11 Højlunds to get relegated next year, please. So lucky that there's the teams that came up with Man U and Spurs, like 15, 16, 17th. In and around those positions. They're lucky they didn't get dragged into it, man. But people are saying 30 million to steal for Delap. It is.
I agree with that.
It is, definitely, with his goal record and being English as well. Here's another option for you then.
Oh, how then?
Another English striker.
Aye.
This time it's not 30 million.
It's free. Oh, I like that.
It's Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I don't like that.
The man that's been linked with Newcastle ever since Eddie Howe took
over. Since about 2019.
Yeah. And especially since Eddie Howe came in. Apparently Eddie Howe's his biggest fan. Really? Stan. He absolutely loves him. Yeah, well, every window, and obviously we did come close to signing him last summer, didn't we? When we been swap deal and the transfer fee and all that. Apparently he was close. Like, he was close to coming for his medical. He was on Sky and all that, wasn't it?
Who was that with again? Who was the swap for?
I can't remember. Was it not?
It wasn't Wilson, was it?
Was it not Anderson? Or Minter? Yeah, Cooper Minter.
Was it?
It was Minter, right. In Minter said he didn't want to go on. And then everything went up.
Yeah.
Cooper Minter, right.
To be fair,
It was Minter.
See, with him, he's just another Wilson, really. Like,
true.
I like him. Like, just like I like Wilson. I think he's a good striker. Probably underrated, but he's probably underrated because people forget he even exists because he's never on the field. But he's a big lad. He's got to be about 6'2" or something, isn't he? Like, he's a tall lad. Like, he's physical. He can score goals.
He's 28. He's been around forever, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's only scored 3 goals in 22 matches this season. 1 assist. I mean, Everton have been terrible until Moisey came in. Like, but
if he was going to be like third choice,
linked with West Ham as well,
maybe he's getting for free.
Really
just a bit of depth, but I don't know. Yeah, like I'd rather have Wilson or Osula, to be honest. West
Ham really interested in him here as well, apparently.
He fits West Ham because West Ham just seem to sign every kind of burnout, don't they?
And they'll be getting rid of Fulkrug after he just griefed everybody. You see that?
Yeah.
Just a bit honesty, telling everyone how shit they were. I like it.
But West Ham fans didn't jip me either, though, to be fair. Like, they were like, aye, spot on.
The way,
Yeah. Fair enough. I like that honesty, aye. Well, shit. On Sky Sports, shit. I like that honesty, and West Ham fans did as well, so
I'd
fair play.
have more of that honesty than them coming out and just bringing out like a generic line, like, you're not going to dust yourselves down, go again next week.
No, mate, well,
absolutely. Just say it absolutely crap. Embarrassing.
I love it, mate. Yeah.
Try again.
Definitely. I like it.
So that's a big no to DCL, then, is it?
It's not a big no, but it's a pretty firm one.
It's a pretty firm one. I mean, if we're going to keep Wilson, what's a bunch you could maybe try and get rid of. Well, you're not going to get any money from his contract right now, innit? So you could get rid of Wilson and bring Calvert-Lewin in at similar wages. He's a few years younger.
It's going to be like that Spider-Man meme where they're just pointing at each other.
It's like, what's the point? It's like we'll sell Sean Longstaff and bring Matty back. Yeah. What would you? I love Matty. Bring him back. Bring him back from Canada.
That would.
We'll miss him. Anyways, on midfield, we're going to talk about Longstaff soon, but let's talk about Longstaff since we mentioned them. Leeds United had a video yesterday that I mentioned this in the last couple of minutes of it, that the Ellen Road side are looking at Longstaff as an option for their return to the Premier League. Obviously, they've been promoted, not confirmed as champions just yet, battling out with Sheffield United.
That's close.
But Longstaff likely to be on the move. Obviously, he nearly went in January actually to Everton.
Yeah.
But he wanted to stay. More so because of the Carabao Cup running to make sure if we did win it, you got a medal. Very smart move from him and very deserved.
Yeah.
He scored the winning penalty in the first round against Forest. So, played his part, played a big role in Champions League, getting there, and obviously scoring against PSG as well. So, Longstaff's had a tremendous time at Newcastle, really. Like tough spells, up and downs, of course. But he can look back at it proud, lived every Geordie's dream. Likely to leave this summer because obviously you've got Bruno and that in front of you. So Leeds United sniffing around him. Like that transfer? Can you see that happening?
Is he out of contract?
No.
Did he sign one last year, did he?
Yeah, signed extension so we get money for him. I think he's got a year or two left. We did that so we could get money for him. And then it's full profit as well, isn't it?
Oh, true. Yeah, I like that, to be fair, yeah.
Full profit margin.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like he's another one that I've defended over the last few years. I've been like banging the drum for Sean Longstaff for the last few years when everyone else hates him.
To be fair.
Want him to get out. But yeah, like with the way that the club's developing, he's gonna get shoved out sooner or later.
Yeah.
And he's already down the pecking order. Like we've got one midfield three: Joelinton, Bruno, Tonali. I think Willock's ahead in the pecking order, and I don't think Miley's too far behind him. Quite frankly, I prefer Miley.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're already sixth choice centre mid. We're probably gonna end up bringing someone else in. So. Yeah, you could stick around if you wanted to. And we're not like Eddie Howe likes him. I think Eddie Howe gets the best out of him. I think he trusts him in his system. But yeah, like
he definitely likes him. Remember the start of the season, he was getting ahead of Tonali.
Yeah, I think the clock's ticking on Longstaff's career at Newcastle, to be honest with you. It's if it's not this summer, it'll certainly be soon. So while he's still in contract, yeah, see what offers we get for him and like entertain the offers, see what we get. Negotiate, try and get something a little bit better if we're not happy with it. But yeah, I think he's a good candidate to be on the chopping block this summer.
I think so. You're right. He's down that pecking order now. He's only 27 though, now, so he's still got a lot to offer. And I think the Leeds.
I think for Leeds, yeah, like going back to like the Leeds, like yeah, I think Premier League proven, experienced. Like he's been around. Like when did he break through? About 1920 or something like that. So it was 2018, I think. Was it 2018? I think he broke through. So yeah, like he's been around. He's had his ups and downs with the ups with Rafa, the downs with Brucey, the ups again with Eddie Howe. He's played a lot of minutes over the last few years. Got goal in the Champions League, the 2 goals in the Carabao Cup semi-final a couple of years ago. Like won a cup as a hometown hero.
Unbelievable.
Like he's lived his dream. But yeah, like are you going to retire here? Are you going to be like a Gary Neville, for example?
Yeah,
or a Steven Gerrard?
What, 6 years? Yeah.
Actually, Gerrard didn't retire, did he? Went to LA.
LA Galaxy.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, like them kind of like your Scorsese and things like that, like the one club like legend type things. Like you ain't gonna be here for the next 10 years, mate.
No.
If you retire at 37, you think you're gonna be in Newcastle then? Like, I'm sorry, like, but it's not gonna happen. Like I say, we're gonna keep buying, we're gonna keep progressing and developing, and
his game time's going to continue to go down.
Yeah, so you're better off like you'll get minutes at Leeds, and I think it'd be a really good move from him. I think he'd really fit. Like I think he'd do really well with that experience. He's a winner, and it's not too far from home either. That's just doing the road a couple hours. So.
Exactly. Aye.
Yeah, I think it suits. It's a really nice
good fit, mate.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
good experience for them. They're getting a Premier League experience.
Yeah, and I think we want the best for him as well. Like you can have your opinions on whether you like him on the field or not, whether he's a good footballer or not, but. He's still one of our own. He's like our hometown hero. You don't want to be like, fuck off and get out of the club. Like, I want the best for you, mate. Like, wherever you want to go, whatever you do with your career, honestly, handshake, best of luck, pat on the back. I wish you well.
Absolutely. Longstaff said this: I want to be valued as a player and appreciated. Whether it's here, that would be great. If not, it's somewhere else. In a way, I live day to day, game to game, take everything as it goes. I don't know what's coming ahead. I don't know what's down the line. I try to embrace every day and every minute because ultimately it won't last forever.
Yeah. I mean, at least he understands that he's not
forever.
Nah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
What you just said.
He's not daft.
He's not going to be here.
Yeah.
Over the next few years.
At least he's not daft. And he's coming to the realization that your time's coming to an end. Like,
All right. Well, all the best to him, man. Honestly, I think that would be a really good move, whether he goes abroad like Matty did in Canada or somewhere else. But like you say, Leeds down the road, coming up in the Premier League, they're redeveloping their stadium. They've got ambitious plans to stay up, especially.
And I feel like you could kind of be like, and like have like the mindset of like an Elliot Anderson as well. Like whereas like Elliot Anderson never really truly broke into the first team, but he kind of like sacrificed himself, knowing fine well that he's 100% pure profit as a homegrown kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good move for my club. Like I'm a Newcastle fan first and foremost. Whatever money they get from me, it's going to help the club. So I'm gonna be the bigger man here. I'm gonna accept the move. I'm gonna get at Forest and try get a career going elsewhere, and it's going pretty well for him so far. Nice. I think Longstaff would have that mentality as well. Like I know my minutes are coming to an end, but unlike Elliot Anderson, he really did live the dream. Like he's been in the club for nearly 10 years in the first team. Won stuff, scored Champions League goals. Like he's lived the absolute dream. So he knows that we're going to get 100% pure profit from him. So I think he would take it. He'd be like, "Ah, fair enough. Like I've won a medal. Let's get Leeds."
You know, I'm a bit sad there for Elliot Anderson thinking about that. We mentioned obviously Sean making sure he stayed, so he became part of history and became, you know, that winning side and got the trophy, got a medal for himself. Elliot Anderson didn't want to move, forced to move because of the disgraceful FFP and PSR rules, and then he's in the crowd at Wembley, watching on his fan
even on the bench or something.
Instead of where he should have been part of that squad, he would have been part of that squad. He would have had a medal.
Got himself a medal.
So, cheers FFP. Crap, I think.
Yeah.
But Longstaff's contract runs out June 2026, so we've got a year left on him. What do you think would be an acceptable figure for him?
I don't know. He's a tricky one, Longstaff. I feel like we had this conversation about a year ago, and I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it because you're saying rumours of like 25 million.
Oh, I'd be buzzing that.
And I'm like, I don't know.
I said 10 to 15. To be fair, on the video yesterday on TikTok, got a bit of backlash for it, saying 10 to 15 now. I need more than that, but he's only got a year left on his deal. Maybe you get 20. But people were saying 25, 35 million in that. You're not getting 35 million.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch,
bloody Sean Longstaff. Like with a year left on his deal, like 27, he hasn't played it.
I think they're both valid points, really. I mean, I feel like it could be worth around about 20, 25. With like the kind of like the British tax kind of thing. Like you always pay more for like British players. But yeah, the point that you make is in the last year of his deal. Like you're gonna get a cut price deal, aren't you? And I think that's why we re-signed him on a 2-year deal, kind of in this hope that would probably be selling him like 12 months down the line, like while he's still in contract. So yeah, whatever his full valuation is, you're not gonna get that on the last 12 months of your deal. Like you're gonna have to accept. You're gonna have to either extend him or get a cut price deal on him. Otherwise, we're going to lose him for free next year. If you want to do that, if you want to keep him in the squad for the next 12 months and lose him for free next year, then crack on.
You need to stop doing that, especially when it's 100% profit.
Exactly.
Player.
Yeah, I don't think we're that daft anymore. I think we would have done that a few years ago.
Oh, I think 15 million's a fair round number, to be honest with you.
On a cut price deal, yeah. Maybe it's a true valuation of 2025, but last 12 months of his contract, he accepts 15,
Or if you can get 18.5 or something, that would be nice, closer to 20 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Longstaff. Let me know what you think his future will hold. Sandro Tonali, who's obviously the one that's kept him out of the team since the couple of months opening of the season, he's came out and said that he's happy to stay, loves it here, wants to repay the fans' faith after obviously that ban last year, because the Italian media reporting that he's going to head back to Serie A, as per usual.
I feel like this has been reported every month since he signed.
Isn't it? It's like inevitable that he's going to go back.
Even the day that he signed. Like the day he was looking around the gym and he was like, he doesn't like it, he wants to get home.
He's asked for a refund. Where's the receipts?
I'm sick of this narrative. Like, is he said that?
No, he
said quite the opposite.
He's saying that he's happy, but it was also Marca yesterday, the Spanish paper, saying that Real Madrid wanted him this summer, and you had people saying that they'd come in from Real Madrid and they want exceptional Sandro Tonali to be part of their plans.
He loves time off beach, man. He's not going anywhere.
Exactly, he does. Loves it. Doesn't need to go there.
Want the dog on the beach. He's not going anywhere. Madrid got beaches? No.
They haven't actually.
That's central.
There you go. Why would we leave to go there?
Nah, I don't. I mean, they'd have to pay top dollar. Like, it doesn't matter if he wants to go or not. He signed a contract, mate. If he's bars deep in his contract, Like, we're not just going to let him go. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of our key players, and he's still really young as well. Like, he's like under the radar young.
23.
23. Like,
24 now.
Mad for how good he is. Like, yeah, he's one of our kind of stable figures for the future. We want him to be here for the next 10 years and win a Champions League, a Premier League. Like, I don't know what his valuation would be, but as like we've mentioned a million times over the past few weeks and months with Isak and Gordon, you're not going to sell key players at market price. You're going to absolutely rip the piss out of people. Like, is he worth 100 million? Maybe. Is someone going to come in and offer 100 million and accept it? Absolutely no chance. Like, why would we do that? Like, he's one of our stable figures for the next 10 years. You don't accept market price unless you want to sell.
Oh, you're desperate.
But we don't want to sell.
Yeah.
And we're not really desperate anymore. Like, we've kind of satisfied FFP for the next few years. So we're in absolutely no obligation to sell. So unless he requests a move or Real Madrid put in a very good offer, then he's not going anywhere. So,
no, he's not going anywhere.
No.
He's been here one season now after his 10-month ban. The last 6-7 months have been unbelievable.
He's been class.
He's literally getting better every game you see him. And why would we sell a player that we really want to build the team around, to be honest with you?
You don't.
He's one of the first on the team sheet now.
He is, yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
He is just class, isn't he? Just so
good.
Classy and skillful and sexy.
Oh, I seen your sexy man crush the other day, Fabian Shaw.
Oh, did you?
Oh, he's at Osborne's in Cheshunt.
That was he?
Oh,
I may have to go there.
Join the sunshine. I was going to say, I can't never think he's not here. This like.
I seen him at Falling Ends the other day, like as I say, fucking everyone on my way to work.
I seen.
That's me spotted. Just every time I'm going past Falling Ends, I'm looking at all the cars. And, hey, it was this like. Obviously, you recognise the good cars if you see either a G wagon or like a 4x4 Lambo. I don't know if there's a sponsorship with the club or something, but
probably
I got them.
No,
So, I see Dubravka, Shaw, Tonali all the time. And I seen.
Guess who I see next?
Tyndall.
Past near there and past my house today, coming past the Bentley truck.
Ooh,
Matty Target.
Bentley truck.
Matt Target's driving a Bentley.
He's
truck.
on $100,000 a week. Of course he is. I would be now.
Matty TMC deserves a Bentley truck. Matty Target. Can't you?
Probably spent more fucking minutes on the field.
I was like, oh, that's nice. I was like, I see his fucking Sherman driving. I was like, what's going on here, Matt Target? Sherman, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, Target, what are you driving? Oh, man, Target. He looks like he should be driving Astras, not
He should be driving fucking
trucks.
Ford Ka-E, man.
He should be driving transit vans. That's what he should be doing. Getting his tools nicked. Bloody hell. Anyways, Tonali. So the Telegraph are reporting that he wants to stay at the club long term and has shrugged off reports suggesting him to move to Juventus or Real Madrid. Man City also said to be interested in the Italian midfielder. It's going to be a long summer, isn't it?
It is. It's just going to be annoying. Like, yeah, we're just going to get all these rumours. Like, everyone's going to want Bruno and Isak and Tonali and Gordon and Botman and whoever else. Probably Tino and Hall and I'll hire them in there. Yeah, it's going to be asked that shit, like.
Yeah. Well, on to someone who we can't be asked about, talk about, really, because we spent all last summer talking about him. It's Marc Guéhi.
Oh, bloody hell. Not him.
We'll make this one quick, I think.
He's one of our fucking top goal scorers this season.
When he is, to be fair, he's got more goals than Cal Wilson. Okay, 2 more goals than Cal Wilson, 0. So that's good. Guéhi, man. Every time I say his name now, I just feel sick. I spent that many videos and months on him last summer, on that saga that's now starting all over again. Because he's only got 1 year left on his deal.
Well,
He's
yeah.
not signing a new one. Palace know that they need to cash in on him this transfer window upcoming. And Newcastle are apparently leading the race for him still. Ahead of the likes of Chelsea, Spurs.
No, Chelsea will sign him. They always sign our centre-back targets.
Man City. Yep, they signed Tosin Adarabioyo.
Yeah.
And he's played about 4 minutes for them.
Linked with Benoit Badiashile and who else?
Disassi.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, just any Newcastle's or Villa. Who did Villa sign?
They ended up saying Disassi from Chelsea.
Was it Todibo?
West Ham.
West Ham, and I'm sure Villa signed someone else.
Villa signed the Brazilian, who we were linked with from Sevilla. What's he called?
Diego Carlos. Was there not another one? Was there like another French one? Did Villa not sign another French one?
They did, aye. And they also signed the long-haired French one as well, who's been good for them. Can't remember his name, but we got pipped off them. Chelsea probably got in for him. He was at Chelsea's academy, wasn't he?
Is there not like a deal there? Like
Probably.
we could go back, I think.
Just discount.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Palace were mad last year not to cash in, to be honest. Like, he had a great Euros. He was very, very good at the Euros. So that upped his price. And we went in quite low. They rejected it. And we just kept going up and up and up and up. And did we not get to like 65?
70.
Was it? And they were like mulling that over. I was like, you cannot be rejecting that, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, they did. And he hasn't really had a great season.
No.
And now that he's had a relatively poor year, he's in the last year of his contract. You're not getting anywhere near that.
No.
I'm not giving you any more than 50 for him.
No. 50 max.
On the last year of his deal,
Yeah.
you'd be lucky to get 50.
I'd be trying to get him for around 40, mate,
yeah.
the guy.
Aye.
I think 40's fair.
Should have cashed out on him last year, but that's not a problem.
Greedy Palace. That's what you get. Yeah, he should have cashed out. Should have took it when he could have. But it looks like obviously Newcastle are still very much interested in him. That, you know, you'd think maybe we're going to look abroad now or for a different option. I'm sure there will be other names on the list. Another one is Nico Schlotterbeck from Dortmund, but he's nursing long-term injury. He's not going to be back until about October.
No, is he? Mm-hmm.
So that's not ideal. You want to be spending big money on him.
Yeah, on someone that's going to be ready.
But with Guéhi, it looks like it's one that Eddie Howe still really wants and Mitchell really wants, but it's just whether you can be asked to go back and forth with Palace again.
I think you make it brief. I mean, if he's the one that they've identified, and I trust the scouting, like if he's the one that they want, and like you say, we were linked with all them last year, like the Tadibos and the one from AC Milan, whose name I always forget. Tamori, yeah. Like we had a list, like we done a podcast where we went through a list of like 4 or 5, and he wasn't even on that list. He kind of came out of nowhere. But then they spent all summer just trying to get him.
Yeah.
They wouldn't move off of him. So I'm like, Ari, if you've identified him, if you think he's going to come in and fit our style, Eddie Howe likes him, he knows how to use him, think he can develop him, I want him too. I'll have him because of that. But like I say, they should have cashed in on him last year where he'd come off that great Euros. He's now coming off the back of average to poor season. Last year of his contract, we go in at 40. They say nah, we say fuck you. No worries.
It needs to be swift, like.
Yeah.
It needs to be.
You've got to be realistic. Like, we'll maybe meet you at 50, but if you're going to play hardball like you did last year, then nah.
No more waiting around this time. You want him on the pre-season tour. Yeah. You want him early doors, and I get it. We're trying to do the English thing again. Howe loves it with the Halls, the Livermentos, the Gordons, the Barnes. But if you're going to try and get Guéhi in, it has to be quick. Yeah. Otherwise,
not dicking around
on the list, please.
Yeah.
Let's not be dragging this out with deadline days and everything else again. Mental. What's next on the agenda? It's the main topic. It only took 47 minutes and 35 seconds. Predict the Champions League race.
Oh, bloody hell.
So let me just briefly run through this for the listeners. We know how things stand. We're going to tell you the permutations of remaining fixtures and how tight it is, because it is ridiculous. Because at the moment, there's only 5 points separating the 5 teams from 3rd to 7th. It is so tight. And this is before Forest have played Brentford on Thursday, where, as we mentioned earlier in the show, they can overtake Newcastle. As many as 10 clubs could qualify for Europe.
That is mad.
That is nuts. So Newcastle are top of this list because we've already qualified for Conference League through winning the AFL Cup. Liverpool are there, obviously, Champions League, winning the Premier League. Everything else is very much up for grabs. We know the top 5 places this year gets Champions League after the coefficient rule sees English teams do well in the top flight the competition across Europe this year. English football receives 2 Europa League places. There's quite a few permutations, to be fair, who could be here, Arnie, to be honest, Tony, because it swaps and changes between who wins. So say if Man United won
it's annoying that.
The Europa League.
Because that's how we didn't get Conference League last year. Like, we're finishing the Conference League place because Man United winning the Cup, the FA Cup. That meant Chelsea got our spot. Like, how does that work?
And then this one,
shocking that. I hate that.
On this one, the other Europa League place goes to the winners of the FA Cup. But obviously, if that is Man City, who could beat Palace in the final, most likely, then Man City are already going to be in the Champions League, probably. That'll go to the next place team. So it's just, there's a lot going on at the minute. We can revisit this probably in the last week of the season as well to really narrow it down. Because, like I say, the Aston Villa or Brighton, if they finish 6th and qualify for the Europa League, Bournemouth could finish 7th and take the Conference League, which would be passed down by us if we finished higher. because then we wouldn't need the Europa League. You know, he's concentrating enough, or is it too late in the evening? Is anyone else starting to drink beer and just have the tea? Is it a bit too heavy, this one? Because Crystal Palace could finish 10th and get Europa League by winning the FA Cup. Man U or Spurs finish with the
Man United and Spurs.
This is going to wipe up when Man U fluke the Europa League now. I'm telling you, it will 100% happen.
But will that knock someone else down, though, like it did last year? If they win the Europa League...
Aye.
Oh, then the Europa... Is it the Europa or the Conference? It's Europa.
They'll get Champions League.
Because Chelsea...
If you win the Europa League, you get Champions League. Man, you'll be the Champions League.
But that
for finishing fucking 16th or something.
Will that knock out 5th place?
No, it doesn't. Thankfully, no.
So 6 teams could be in the Champions League.
Aye, yeah.
That's ridiculous. This whole rule needs to change. Should just be top 4 in the one.
It is. It's crazy, but
like the good old days.
I would recommend, instead of us trying to divulge further, that you look on the Premier League website. It does give you all the permutations in full. Otherwise, this podcast will go on for about 6 hours. What we'll do is we'll look at the remaining fixtures, teams in the race for Europe. Let's start off with Arsenal, Keg. You've got Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Southampton. So, tough fixture list for Arsenal.
It is, obviously, especially Liverpool away. You're not going to get now at Anfield.
Even at home, they've been drawing games for fun. They've got Bournemouth this weekend. They've got PSG next week, so they're going to be resting there again. They've got Newcastle.
Newcastle's a tough game, yeah.
Southampton at home, they'll obviously win that because Southampton couldn't beat themselves. So
3 out of 4 games, quite tricky there. So.
Quite tricky, where they're currently on 67 points. Newcastle are on 62 with playing Arsenal. And if we won that game, we'd obviously be 2 points behind them. And if they slipped up further, then we could close the gap on them. But looking at the Tunes fixtures then, obviously Brighton away this weekend, Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, Everton at home. So that's tough as well, really.
Them, like,
yeah, they are. Especially the away games.
Yeah, it's not too pretty. Like at home against Chelsea, I feel quite comfortable.
Yeah.
But they're not an easy team. Could have a draw written all over it. But yeah, that's a game that you need to go out and get them 3 points, because Arsenal away were won this year for the first time in 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Brighton away, tricky place.
Always draw.
We'll love a bloody draw down there, yeah. So yeah, if we draw Brighton, draw Chelsea, could lose to Arsenal, then Everton at home. Like, it's tricky, man. Like,
got to win them home games for me. Like,
got to, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And if we do, I think that'll be enough. 6 points there, maybe squeezing a draw at Brighton or Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think we'll be all right, because hopefully Everton, they'll have now to play for last game of the season.
Yeah,
we'll be going for it. So,
and I always fancy we're at home, whether it's first or last game of the season.
Yeah,
team like Everton, smash them.
Forest are obviously playing a game extra, which is on Thursday night against Brentford, and then they have Palace away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, and Chelsea at home. So Forest's fixtures are
not a bad list,
decent, aren't they?
Like Brentford.
Especially those 3 in the middle: Palace, Leicester, and West Ham.
Yeah. Chelsea at the end's tough, but
that's interesting, isn't it? Chelsea Forest on the last day, that could decide a place.
Oh, it could, to be fair. Yeah.
That could be a decider for another place in the Champions League, or 5th or 6th. Man City, we know Man City are going to do it. They've actually got
easy fixtures.
Funny that. Coincidence? No.
Next to Wolves and Southampton, no bother.
6 pointer.
I say
Bournemouth at home, 9 points.
Yeah,
Fulham win a lot.
Fulham away is tricky.
They're going to win a lot.
Yeah,
they'll win all
probably.
that. They're on a good run at the minute.
I always do.
They're on a good run at the minute.
Hey, Guardiola.
Chelsea, you've got Liverpool, Newcastle, Man U, and Forest. So tough games for Chelsea.
That is a really tough fixture.
I think Chelsea will be the ones to drop out there if you look at them.
Yeah, like hopefully, obviously Newcastle at home, like we get that win. You got Liverpool, Man United they could obviously beat, but then Forest away, it's tough 4 games.
I think. Well, we'll finish off the rest of the fixtures and see where people are going to finish. Villa, who have kind of had a fall off even the last week. Do you know what I mean? Knocked out the FA Cup, big defeat in the semi-final, knocked out the Champions League, and then things are falling apart a little bit for them. They've got probably a bit of too much of an ask unless they won them all. They've got Fulham, Bournemouth, Tottenham, and Man U. Tottenham and Man U, but
yeah, I mean
Fulham
in the old days, Tottenham and Man United are hard games, but not this season.
Not this season. So Fulham, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Man U.
Yeah, and I don't really think any of the others really stand a chance, to be fair. Like if getting top 5 and that's close, but I don't really fancy Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, Palace. They're not getting top 5.
Even for the rest, before we talk top 5 Champions League, though, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, Palace. Which one of them could you see closing the gap if you look at the table to get? I would love to see Bournemouth get European football. It was a shame that conceding the last minute against Man U the other day. But if you look at how tight that is, man, Bournemouth 10th on 50, Brighton 9th on 51, Fulham 8th on 51, and then the gap 6 points to Villa in 7th. So one of them, you'd think at the minute, I think Forest will replace Chelsea. So I think it'll be Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City. Also, Man City could interchange in third and fourth.
Yeah, I think City will probably finish third based on their fixtures. Yeah.
Because they're only a point behind us now, aren't they?
So maybe Newcastle fourth.
I think Chelsea will drop to sixth. Forest will finish with Chelsea.
Forest fifth, Chelsea sixth.
Forest. It'd be a shame if Forest didn't get Champions League after.
It would.
Season.
You're right, kick in the teeth for them.
Be a big kick in the teeth. I like to see Anderson and wouldn't that be fair? In the Champions League, Forest back there. So that would be my Champions League. I think it'll be Newcastle, Man City, and Forest that make it. And it'll be Chelsea and Aston Villa that don't.
Yeah, for Chelsea's sake, I hope not.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't mind saying Villa. Like, obviously, they've done really well in their Champions League run out this season. Like,
helped us to make sure it was fifth place. To be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind Villa. I like seeing like new teams in the Champions League. It makes it just a little bit more interesting. So yeah, like any of the others in like Europa or conference, like your Bournemouths and your Brentfords, like it'd just be good to see someone different instead of like the same old candidates. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that top five, that's probably how I would go. Yeah, so you'll have Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Forest.
And Will's asking there, how many points you think we need for those left to secure a Champions League spot? I think at least 6, 7 would be nice. A little draw there would make sure.
I think we get 7. Yeah, so wins at home, Chelsea, Everton. Then maybe a draw against Brighton away, 7 points.
Aye,
I think it's doable.
Oh, it's definitely doable. Yeah. Definitely achievable. It's in our hands. This one we're going to be watching Forest Brentford tomorrow night closely and seeing what happens there and on the other games. But at the end of the day, it's down to us. We've got to make sure that we do our job, take care of that, and not have to think or focus about anyone else. Really, that's the most important thing. So there we go. Me and Keg both predicting that Newcastle will finish the season in the Champions League spots.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it is in our hands. Like, I think over the last few weeks and months, like we've been really pushing forward, and we're currently sat in third. I know Forest could leapfrog on Thursday night, but we've deserved it, man. Like, we really have deserved it. I know, like we've slipped off the boil a little bit the other week, but nah, man. Like, yeah, I think like we definitely deserve at least fourth. Like, I think we could push on and get third, but it is just Man City's fixtures, isn't it? Like, I think Man City's going to fuck well. But
we could push on and even get second if things went in our favour.
A few weeks ago, I was looking at that.
Villa, we're in the feet. Draw against Villa. But Arsenal are still going to drop points, and we've got to play them and win them. We're 2 behind them.
A few weeks ago, I was looking at our fixtures.
I can see Man City getting second, to be honest.
I mean, they could be fair.
Arsenal.
So City finishing second, Arsenal third. I could say that, to be fair.
Well, they're 6 points off Arsenal. Might be.
But they're getting max points, aren't they? What's Arsenal's running again? They've got
Arsenal's running is Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away.
Hey, Liverpool
away, and obviously Newcastle at home.
Yeah, Liverpool you're going to drop points.
I don't think they get any points. Well, actually, they might draw against Bournemouth. They'll lose against Liverpool. Newcastle at their place.
So if Arsenal lose to Liverpool and Newcastle, and Man City dominate their fixtures, they'll finish second.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I could see them dropping points against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be hilarious if Southampton break the air, make sure they don't get the records.
That'd be class.
Be awesome.
Imagine they need to win last game of the season against Southampton and Southampton beat them. That'd be so funny.
That'd be class. Love to see that. Well, there we go. Let us know what you think. Will Newcastle get Champions League football this year? How do you think that race will pan out? I think we'll leave that topic for next week, Keg, since we're closing on the hour mark. And we've still got a few to do, because I can go on for a while, that one, to be fair. We'll have to give a good look at other candidates. Kit leaks. I did a video just a few hours ago. It's on the channel now. Check it out, everyone, if you haven't seen it already, where I go through the designs of the home, away, and third kit for the 25-26 Premier League season. Champions League and everything, of course, as well. Getting his little badge on the sleeve, and hopefully. The side.
On that one.
But there's the designs. Those are the templates that I've put out on that video on our social media pages. Have you had a chance to look at them, Keg? You seen them?
Yes, I had a little look.
I should have probably got an image on here for people if they haven't seen them, but haven't been able to do that. Sorry, everyone. But you can check them out on our Instagram or Facebook, or you can go back and watch the video where I show you which is the prediction as well. Remember, apparently these are very close, like 90, 95, 98% accurate. We know the colours are definitely right. We know the details there. You've got the home one up to start with there, Keg, which is the tartan style dull background there, the black and white stripes. You can't see it as prominent as you could on other leaked images. And most of the change that's came into play is that light blue piping detail around the neck and the side there. Are you a fan of that home kit? Probably too far for everyone to see.
Yeah, not as much as I was with like the other ones that's been leaked, where it's like kind of like faded stripes.
Yeah.
But that's like a play on, I don't know what year it was 2006 or something?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like another like, it's almost like a remake, although it's not. But it's kind of like a cross, like it's like a hybrid between like a remake of an old one and kind of like a new stamp on it. And like, I don't know, like yeah, like I seen like another one that came out a few weeks ago, and where like the stripes like seem to be like faded on like each side. I preferred that one, to be honest. I'm not really too sure what I think about this one. I'm not sold on it right now.
Not a big fan of that one.
Nah.
Do you think it's too early to judge those kits? Do you change your mind when you see
100%.
Tonali in that, or when you see it at the club
So
shop?
even the one that I just mentioned that I liked, when I first seen it, I fucking hated it. But like I've seen it leaked like so many times, it started like to grow on us. But every year, kits get leaked, and I feel like at first sight, I think that's lifting. That's minging. Like, and you see the leaks, and you always see them like coming from like China or something, and they just look
China.
like they look like proper like cheap made. And I'm like, that's lifting that. But then once like you actually see it released and it's actually like on the players and stuff, like, and you see it in matches and stuff, you think actually, that's alright, to be fair. So yeah, but like, so yeah, I've learned to kind of reserve me judgment over the last couple of years, because I can't remember ever seeing a leaked kit that I've liked. I always look at it and think that's shit. That, but
I remember these on bang on. There will be 2 or 3 changes to this.
Yeah, but yeah, it could grow on us. But yeah, I do prefer the other one.
I actually like it. I'm a big fan of a bit of colouring and detail around the kit instead of just black and white.
Yeah, it's different.
And it is definitely different with a Northumberland like tartan pattern in the background. But again, yeah, when you see it, I might change. I might be the opposite. You might be like, "Ooh, actually, no, I don't like that." You never really know.
That one or not? Yeah,
you never really know. But I quite like it so far. So good.
Yeah,
that one. On to the away one then. It's going to cause without up.
Oh, you can't be having
What
green.
colour is that?
Oh, it's fucking Saudi green. That is.
Saudi's invented the colour green, you know. Anyone else was wearing green before Saudi?
I know that have them green kits like.
Not have nothing to do with green or Saudi like. So that one there is inspired by the Tyne Bridge, apparently, Keg.
All right.
You understand that? Me neither. So this dark green line, is like apparently
the top of
the Tyne Bridge.
Yeah, get that.
So you can zoom in and briefly show it with the camera. Oh, they can see it. It looks pretty good. That so you can see the darker green stripe through the middle. Someone likened it to a Celtic kit earlier, with that sort of like hoop stripe pattern through the middle. I think they had an away one. It had obviously the normal one's green and white stripes, isn't it? But there you go. White Newcastle badge again. White 3 stripes down the sleeves, like the current away maroon one this year.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not bothered by that one.
Not really.
Bland.
Like, that's another one that, like, when it's released, it could look better. But yeah, looking at it now, it does just look a bit boring. Like, it hasn't really got a whole lot to it. Like, I get it's kind of got like the Tyne Bridge top kind of hoop stripe things going across it, but that's a grower. That one, it's a grower, not a shower.
So with me, I think that this kit, and when they talk about Tyne Bridge inspired and all these things, do you not think it'd be nice if we made it a bit more bold and like adventurous and inspirational with the landmarks? Because I said in my video earlier, when I seen it, I clicked on the thing, Tyne Bridge inspired. I was like, like the sunset kit where it actually is the Tyne Bridge.
Yeah.
You could have it doesn't have to be like that one where it's massive in the middle, but a little nod to the city and the culture where you could have certain things on it. That would be a nice touch, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're saying they're Tyne Bridge inspired. It's just a fucking line, mate.
It is. It's just like a bit of a bent hoop.
I like the sound of it. Sounds good. Sounds adventurous. But when you see it, it's like, well, it's not really, is it?
Yeah.
I think it's alright, mate.
I think it needs to be released and get like a proper assessment of it. But right now,
could have a bit more going on, but I think it's alright. And again, it's an away kit. You're probably going to wear it twice.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. On to the third one then. The old retro remake. This one's going to be a bit of a head turner, I think, Egg.
Yeah,
we know that this one is going to be based on these colours for sure. We mentioned this about a year ago in a video, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, the current away kit is based on the maroon and blue one from the 90s. This third one now is based on this one from the 97-98 away kit with that orange and green stripe down it. And this one will also feature the trefoil logo. So this third kit this year should have had the trefoil on it, but it didn't because we weren't an elite club.
Why? We're not elite, apparently.
Unlike Man United, who are 16th, we're not elite. So we did get the retro logo, but we didn't get the retro Adidas logo. This year we will be having that trefoil old school Adidas logo. And I think there's a bit of a debate to be had around this Newcastle United badge, because on this one, they went for the shield around it like the 90s one.
Yeah.
Or will it be this one again? Will it be a different old school Newcastle badge that they could use? Because talking about these other elite clubs, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, they all have different badges on the third kit, like we did this year, to the home and away one. So would you go for that shield around it, or would you go for a different badge in the club's past?
Yeah, I think if it's going to be that kind of like elite club, Adidas, trefoil type classic shirt, then yeah, like it needs to be different. Like you say, like we've gone for that one. That just looks a bit boring. Like it's just like the current logo, just with the shield around it. Like, so, no, literally, like, yeah, not really too keen. It wasn't ever like my favourite kit, that either.
I think it's awful.
Yeah, like
I don't mind the new twist. I think could be nice, but the old one.
Yeah, I feel like that looks better than the old one.
Same. So
yeah, but yeah, I'm not really.
However, I did like how the brown ale fitted on the side under the badge on the old one.
See, I hated that.
Did you?
Because it was like off center. It just looked stupid. And I was trying to like stay in line with the stripes on the side, but then like your sponsors over here. So
it would obviously they couldn't do that. They'd have to put Stella like vertically. S-E-L-A. That would
like the old like the Ajax shirts.
Aye. Well, when Ajax did it, didn't look too bad. To be fair, that could be a way around it. But yeah, what do you? I mean, I do like.
I like the idea.
I like the tree fight.
But hopefully that's not the finished kit.
It's like the Adidas Originals logo we got, isn't it? That'd be a whole other kit just to put that on the kit.
Aye.
Cash was wearing it and everything.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Long sleeve is going to be available in this season's kit. That's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah. So that could look better, like when you see it like on like Tonali and he's got like the long sleeve shirt on, and there's a little bit of a difference. If they change the badge, then yeah, it could look sexy in the flesh. But yeah, I'm not really 100% sold on that one right now.
Aye. No, I like that. That shirt, long sleeve, Calvert-Lewin on the back.
Calvert-Lewin 9.
Calvert-Lewin 9. Get in, man. Up the toffee mags. No, definitely not. But there's the elite kits. Let me know what you think. You can watch my previous video for a more in-depth look at the design and what to expect from the home, away, and third kit in the upcoming season. Let's finish off then with our Brighton and Hove Albion preview. We do head to the Seagulls Arena on Sunday, 2:00 on Sky. Absolute mission of a game to get to. I did it a few years ago, not doing it this weekend. Knee chance.
Never again.
It's so far. It is Bank Holiday Monday as well. This weekend, like, you were quicker. Genuinely quicker. But Brighton, long old trips with fair play at the Geordies and the two Army that are making that one. Can Newcastle finally beat Brighton? Okay, because we said it earlier in the show. Like it always seems to be a 1-1 or a defeat there.
Yeah, we never won there yet. Still.
Never in the Premier League.
No,
never in the Premier League. Won them in the Championship. Mo Diarmi back heel.
Yeah, was that the last time we beat them?
2016.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
Our record there.
Well do, man.
They have obviously dropped off a lot, Brighton, so far this season, until last week when Belieber just scored an absolute screamer to make it a 3-2 win over Potter's West Ham. But we just don't seem to be able to play, even this season at home, to Brighton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Everything else. So it's a bit of a bogey team for us, Brighton.
It is a bit, isn't it? What was the score in the league?
Got beaten in the league and all, didn't we?
Did we? I can't remember.
Sure we did,
I remember the cup game. It was extra time, wasn't it?
Extra time, Minter scored.
2-2. Yeah.
Didn't we get battered in the league, like 3-0 or something?
I don't remember. I know we did a couple of years ago. It was like this. I think that was like the Champions League season, wasn't it? We got beat. It was after the Villa game, 5-1. No, then we played Liverpool.
Oh no, we got beat 1-0. Sorry, in October 1-0. Yeah. It's always really Danny Welbeck and on it.
Oh, big Danny.
Danny Welbeck scored in the Premier League. Danny Welbeck scored in extra time when we had the man sent off Gordon 2-1. Fuck, right, get your money on Danny Welbeck this weekend.
Loves a goal against her.
Does he? Ex-Mackham. Twat. But it'll be Newcastle's 8th attempt at winning a Premier League fixture at this venue.
It's mad. It's not like they're
drawn 4 and lost 3. We've only had one win ever at the Amex, and that was that Diarmi goal I talked about before. The Seagulls are looking for a treble against Newcastle this season, as mentioned.
No, that's awful. No, can't be doing that.
Did we mention Joelinton's injury at the start of the show or not?
Oh, no. Did we? No,
Can't remember, it was that long ago. Anyways, Julian is breaking news that we're meant to mention an hour and a half ago is that Julian is apparently out for the rest of the season. So he's obviously going to miss the game on Sunday. He wasn't in training the day, but Hopes came out with an exclusive saying he is out for the season. That was on Twitter a few days ago as well. Out of the season sounds dramatic, but there's only 4 games left. However, it is serious because 4 big games left.
Yeah.
Be a big miss, won't he? Will it come in again this Sunday then? On the left, or will you bring in Miley or Longstaff Leeds?
Longstaff. Yeah, I'd probably stick with Willock. I think he suits that kind of left side role. Like I think he works well on the left hand side, so I don't mind that. I think he's higher up in the pecking order than certainly Longstaff. I'm never mad at saying Miley. I like saying Miley. I like saying Miley, but putting yourself in the mind of Eddie Howe, I feel like he's probably going to pick Willock. Like he normally plays, especially if it's Joe on that's out. Like
left hand side.
Yeah, he suits that. Like I say, he suits that left hand side. So yeah, I think he's the obvious choice.
Yeah, Tyndall isn't going to be there on Sunday. Serve a 1-game touchline ban.
Pneumonia.
No, thankfully not. He's got a suspension. Third course of the season. I love how he's over like 2-3 games now. He's got a suspension.
No.
Brilliant.
Imagine if he got that when Eddie Howe was ill.
I know.
Well, that would be Graham Jules.
Graham would have been back in action.
Okay, no, that'd be class.
Get him, man.
I mean, it wouldn't be class. It would be funny.
But Eddie Howe obviously took that back seat quite literally. He was in the dugout a lot more against Ipswich.
I can't move.
How can you not get still?
Got a blanket over him.
So we might see a case of Graham on the touchline more, to be fair, this Sunday. For Brighton, João Pedro is suspended after his straight red against Brentford. Obviously, Pedro was linked with Newcastle. Richie Ramona actually said it was a deal done. Remember that?
Aye, done deal,
yeah.
He does well against it now, doesn't he?
Which, like I said about Brighton, they had dropped off a cliff, man. They were winless in 5 before they beat West Ham at home last weekend. Mint has had 6 goals in all competitions for Brighton this season, 5 in the league. His most recent strike against Newcastle. Craig Pawson is the referee for this one. Score prediction, Keg.
1-1.
Great idea. I fully back it.
No,
I mean seriously.
No, I haven't out to be honest. Like
1-1, Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, I'd love to be optimistic. I feel like this is a must-win game. I feel like we need to win all of our games. Like we need to clean sweep. We need what we've got left for. So 12 points.
Best thing to do is obviously win them earlier, so there's not as much pressure on the Everton game and stuff.
Yeah.
On the Chelsea game.
Instead of waiting until the last game of the season. Yeah, I mean, is a point a good result?
I think so. Away from
if we get 2 wins,
yeah.
If we get another 6 points after it, it's not bad in hindsight. Once the league's all wrapped up, it's not going to be too bad. But I think if we draw, we're going to put ourselves under a bit of pressure to get at least 2 more wins. We're going to have to beat Chelsea and Arsenal. Well, Everton. Maybe it's Chelsea and Everton. So yeah, just to kind of ease that pressure, it would just be nice to go down there, pick up them 3 points. First ones at the Amex. Thank you.
Please break that.
That would be very, very, very nice. But yeah, they are a tricky team. They've already done the double over with this season. It'd be nice for them to get the triple clean sweep. So yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
Honestly, I can see a draw.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world now.
But again, Herzl has had Howe's number this season. They doubled over him. But we've struggled against them. They're an impactful side. They're quick. They're strong.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest.
No,
I'll be buzzing.
Be more optimistic.
Buzzing if we can get 3 points there. It'll be a huge win.
Yeah.
Huge win. And speed up the process of hopefully getting in the Champions League. But yeah, I'm not. Just because we've never won there.
No. Brought a bogey team in it.
Bogey Brighton.
Bogey Stadium.
Then that'll do everyone, I think. Was there any questions in the last few comments there? Loads of comments. Ian beat Brighton, beat Chelsea. It's a done deal. Julian will be a huge miss in the midfield. We need him as backup. Aye. People not liking the green hoops for that away kit.
Nah, it's not the best.
John, green stripes are awful. Blend into the pitch. Why do we have to keep making remakes?
Yeah.
See, there's another person there.
Yeah, I agree
Some
with that.
people like the nostalgia, some people absolutely hate it. Make your own memories.
Yeah. I just think it's gone on too long. We've done too many remakes. Try and make some new memories now.
Gareth says, before the takeover, you couldn't find any Newcastle shirts in the shops here in Thailand. Now all the Thailand shops are stocking Newcastle tops. Global.
Mr.
Worldwide.
Love it.
Love the idea of the Northumberland tartan on the home top. Agree, it would have been great to have local landmarks. Could have the sycamore gap tree in memory of it falling off at some point. Fancy a sycamore tree gap on your tune top, son?
I think that's a bit controversial, but I don't know.
It's controversial, I think.
Yeah, I know.
But he's a big fan. He wants it. He misses the tree. Like a lot of people miss the sycamore gap, What a strange thing. Why did they do that then, Peter?
It's a genuinely good question. Like,
why do they hate
what achievements did they think?
so much?
Oh, I'm going to cut this tree, dude, and then like, oh, well done.
And then why?
Yeah, what are you going
potentially
to do with that tree?
get,
Take it
like,
home and bury it in your garden.
a criminal record for
I know,
chopping down it.
literally, like
You could have just chopped down any
you've
other
ruined
tree
your
you got to do
life
with
for cutting down a tree.
it. Any other tree in the
You
forest,
do that.
like no one would even notice.
But it wasn't like kind of like activists or nothing like that. It was just
Activists, yes.
it was just
A
dickheads.
reference there. For
It was
anyone
just
that
dickheads just
doesn't get it.
doing it for absolutely no reason. Like, what an absolute waste of your life because now you're absolutely cream cracker.
You must be an absolute weirdo to think you're gonna do that. Like on you.
Freaks, man, freaks.
I think we'll finish off on the old Sycamore Gap activists.
Aye.
To be honest,
R.I.P..
It's got to wait at the end. Indeed, it is. Right. Thanks, everyone. Been a pleasure being back for this week's Magpie Channel podcast.
Are we going to be back next week?
Maybe.
We'll see. Keep on your toes.
Probably not. Something's probably going to come up. Who knows? We'll let you know. Keep an eye on the YouTube. We'll put it in the community post. I'll mention it in the videos. Keep an eye on our social medias. Follow at the Magpie Channel if you don't already. Shout out to Anarchy Brewery for hosting us. Remember, you can scan that QR code, grab yourself a can of war beer, and support war flags in the process. Cheers, Keg.
Bush.
Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe. Enjoy yourself.